So, I am going to get a decent amount of hate for this, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe you totally agree and see my reasoning. Anywho, welcome to another rapid retro review. I really need to work on my pronunciations. I swear I'm working on it. Today we're taking a look at the Virtua Fighter for the 32X. It's not a game that I owned as a child. Actually, I didn't have any Sega machines or consoles before the Dreamcast, I think. But I remember seeing this game in the arcades, and my mind was absolutely blown by the. It was 3D. It was like real 3D graphics. I was used to sprites, so and it looked awesome and pretty detailed and everything. So when one of my friends told me that he had the Virtua Fighter for his Sega, I was there, and holy crap, I was disappointed. First of all, it's a pretty generic fighter with pretty generic characters in it. I mean, there's everything you would expect to see more or less. So no innovation there. Besides that, the controls are clunky and unresponsive, and it feels like bottom mashing is the. It's a game that invites that. I'm sure that some people will tell me, "Oh no, there's a strategy to it, and if you just have this and this in that order, then everything will be fine." But that was not my experience, not back then and not now. Going back to it, you can also get it fairly cheap, so there's probably a good reason for that. So, I'm really not impressed. There's the typical arcade mode you can go through. That's always what I spend my time in because I want to relive the arcade experience. But there's also a tournament mode and a versus mode and stuff like that. Now the graphics are, they were interesting at the time, but even back then I wasn't amazed by how it looked. It was fairly ugly. I played Street Fighter 2 a lot on my PlayStation, and it was arguably better looking. All the venues are, probably to save memory, extremely boring. It's just this flat floor and then some background image where you can, this is probably kind of a city, and oh, this is probably kind of a desert or whatever, but it's not nice to look at. It's pretty ugly. So we have an ugly fighter. Even for the time, it wasn't pretty. But believe me, I remember seeing it and being incredibly underwhelmed. I understand that he couldn't bring an arcade machine into a cartridge for the 32X, but this is like the difference is huge. But what they managed to do was give it a decent soundtrack. I like the music, it's good. The sound effects are okay, the yells and screams are fine. It's mediocre for the sound. So I'm going to be rough on this one. And I was back then. I didn't see why it was so awesome. But I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah. That's how I treat the classics. It's ugly. It's hard to control. It's ugly, and it's just not that fun. It's not that interesting. The whole gimmick is that it's 3D at a time where you wouldn't see that on home consoles. But that gimmick didn't really appeal to me. Just like I didn't really buy into the whole full motion video. It wasn't that fascinating to me. Anyway, 4 out of 10. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you disagree, tell me why I'm an idiot in the comments. If there's a game you want me to take a look at, tell me what I should take a look at in the comments. If you dislike this video, slap it a dislike. If you like it, slap it a like. Everything helps. And thank you so much for your time. I will see you soon for another review. Bye.